There is a story you need to hear,
A story about money.
but not the kind of story you think.
This is not about becoming rich overnight.
This is not about tricks or shortcuts.
This is about a grandfather who understood something most people never learn. Something about wealth that has nothing to do with numbers in a bank account.
He sat his grandson down one afternoon.
The boy was young, eager to save every dollar, counting pennies, obsessed with the total. And the old man looked at him with eyes that had seen 70 winters. He said something that day that changed everything. Something that will change you too, if you listen. Really listen.
Let me tell you what most people do wrong.
They save money.
They sacrifice.
They deny themselves small joys, thinking this is discipline. They watch their account grow, and they feel proud. But here is what they do not see. While they are saving, life is passing.
Their health is declining.
Their energy is fading. Their parents are aging.
Their children are growing up.
And they tell themselves the same lie.
When I have enough, then I will live.
When I have enough, then I will travel with my wife. When I have enough, then I will spend time with my father. When I have enough, then I will take care of my body. When I have enough, then I will pursue my dreams. But enough never comes, because the goalpost keeps moving. You wanted 10,000.
Then it became 50,000.
Then it became 100,000. And with each milestone, you told yourself the same thing.
Just a little more. But here is the truth they do not tell you.
Money in a bank does not care about you. It sits there, cold, indifferent, while your father's hair turns gray, while your mother's hands grow weak, while your own knees start to ache. You work your entire life, building a pile of savings, sacrificing today for a tomorrow that may never come.
And then one day, you wake up.
You are 60 years old. You have money.
But your parents are gone.
Your body does not work the way it used to. The adventures you dreamed of? Too late.
The experiences you delayed?
Impossible now. You saved everything and lost what mattered most. Time, health, relationships, memories. You thought you were being smart. You thought you were being responsible. But you were playing the wrong game. The grandfather understood this. He had lived long enough to see it. Friends who saved everything and died before they spent $1. Men who worked themselves to exhaustion, building fortunes they never enjoyed. Women who denied themselves simple pleasures only to leave their savings to ungrateful children. So he told his grandson the truth. Do not just save money, he said. Invest in 3 things that money cannot buy back. Listen carefully, because these 3 things will determine the quality of your entire life. First, invest in your health. Your body is not permanent. Every year that passes takes something from you. Flexibility, energy, strength. You cannot buy these back. Not with all the money in the world. A millionaire in a hospital bed is poorer than a healthy man with nothing. You think you will exercise later. You think you will eat better when you have more time. You think your body will wait for you It will not. Invest in your health now.
Not someday.
Now. Second, invest in your parents. Your time with them is limited. You do not know how limited. Nobody does. One day you will want to ask them something. One day you will want to hear their voice. One day you will want one more conversation. And they will be gone.
The money you saved by not visiting them?
Worthless.
The trips you delayed because you were building your career?
You would give everything to have them back. Do not wait. Take them to dinner. Not when you are rich. Now.
Travel with them.
Not when it is convenient. Now. Listen to their stories. Not when you have time. Now.
Because money can buy many things.
But it cannot buy one more day with the people you love. Third, invest in experiences. Your memories are the only wealth you will keep forever. Everything else can be taken. Your house can burn down. Your business can fail. Your savings can disappear in a crisis. But the time you spent watching the sunset with someone you love, no one can take that. The adventure you took when you were young enough to enjoy it, yours forever.
The skill you learned.
The place you saw. The risk you took. These become part of who you are. They cannot be stolen. They cannot be lost. They cannot be taxed. You are not here to die with a full bank account. You are here to die with a full life. Now here is what you need to understand. This is not permission to be reckless. This is not an excuse to waste money. This is about something deeper. Wisdom. The grandfather was not telling his grandson to spend everything. He was teaching him to think differently about wealth. Real wealth is not what you have. It is what you can access when you need it. A man with perfect health is wealthier than a sick man with millions. A woman with strong relationships is wealthier than a lonely billionaire. A person who has lived fully is wealthier than someone who merely existed. You have been lied to about what matters. They told you to climb the ladder, but they never asked if the ladder was against the right wall. They told you to save for retirement, but they never asked what you were retiring from. A life you hate? Why live it for 40 years just to escape it? They told you to be practical. But what is practical about sacrificing your health to buy things you do not need? What is practical about missing your children's childhood to pay for their college? What is practical about working so hard that you forget why you are working? You have more power than you realize. The power to choose differently. Right now. Today. Not when circumstances change. Not when you have more money. Not when the timing is perfect. Now. You can decide to visit your parents this weekend. You can decide to join that class you have been thinking about. You can decide to take care of your body starting today. These decisions do not require wealth. They require clarity. And courage. The courage to say no to the life everyone else is living. The courage to say yes to what actually matters. Most people are afraid to do this. They hide behind excuses. I do not have enough money yet. I do not have enough time. I will do it later. But later is a trap. Later is where dreams go to die. Later is where regret is born. You think you are being responsible by waiting? but you are being a coward. You are afraid to live now because you might fail. You are afraid to invest in experiences because they are not guaranteed. You are afraid to spend time with your parents because it feels indulgent. So you hide behind saving, behind planning, behind someday. But the grandfather knew better. He had seen enough life to know the truth. The only real risk is never taking one. The only real failure is dying without having lived. The only real waste is spending your one precious life gathering money instead of gathering moments. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you imagine. But first, you must change what you value. Stop measuring your worth by your bank balance. Start measuring it by your aliveness, by the depth of your relationships, by the richness of your experiences, by the health of your body, by the peace in your mind. These are the things that matter. These are the things worth investing in, and you do not need to wait to start. So what does this look like in practice? How do you actually live this way? Let me be clear. You still save money, but you save with purpose. Not just to have a number grow, not just to feel secure, but to fund the life you actually want to live. You create a system. Every month, you invest in 3 buckets. First bucket, your health. This is non-negotiable. A gym membership you actually use. Healthy food that nourishes your body. A yearly checkup with your doctor. Time to exercise. Time to rest. This is not optional. This is the foundation of everything else. Without your health, your money means nothing. Protect it now while you still can. Second bucket, your relationships. Specifically, your parents. Set aside money and time every month. A dinner, a phone call, a visit, a trip if you can. Do not wait for special occasions. Make normal days special. Because one day, normal days with them will be impossible. And you will wish you had made more of them. Third bucket, your growth. Experiences that expand who you are. A course that teaches you something valuable. A trip that opens your mind. A hobby that brings you joy. A risk that scares you. These are not luxuries. These are investments in the person you are becoming. And here is what happens when you live this way. You stop feeling like you are sacrificing. You stop feeling like life is something that happens later. You start feeling alive. Now. Today. In this moment. Your work becomes more meaningful because it funds a life you love. Your discipline becomes easier because you see the purpose behind it. Your relationships deepen because you prioritize them. Your body gets stronger because you respect it. Your mind becomes clearer because you feed it with experiences and growth. This is not about being rich. This is about being whole. And wholeness comes from balance, from investing in all the parts of your life that matter, not just the part that shows up in your bank account. The grandfather lived this way. And when he died poor in money, but rich in every way that counts. He had traveled. He had loved deeply. He had learned constantly. He had given generously. His children wept at his funeral, not because of an inheritance, but because they had known a man who truly lived. That is the legacy worth leaving.
not money.
but wisdom,
Not possessions.
but memories, not wealth, but love. You have a choice to make.
Every single day, you can live like most people, sacrificing the present for a future that may never come, saving everything and experiencing nothing, building a fortune and missing a life.
Or you can live like the grandfather, investing wisely in what cannot be replaced.
Your health, your relationships, your experiences, your growth.
This is not easy. It requires you to think differently than everyone around you.
It requires you to be brave enough to spend money on things that do not produce more money. It requires you to trust that a life fully lived is worth more than a bank account fully funded.
But you can do this. You must do this. Because time is passing.
Right now, as you listen to these words, your parents are getting older. Your body is aging. Your chance to live fully is shrinking. Not in some distant future. Right now. So here is what you do next.
You finish listening to this.
And you make one decision.
Not 10.
One. One thing you have been putting off because you are saving for later. Call your parents. Book that trip. Join that gym.
Sign up for that class.
Do the thing you have been delaying. Not someday. This week. Because the grandfather's lesson was not just about money. It was about time. And you do not have as much of it as you think. None of us do. Do not die with your money saved and your life unlived. Do not die with regrets about things you could have done. Do not die wondering what it would have been like to actually live.
Live. Invest now.
Not in things. In life itself.
You are strong enough to do this.
You are wise enough to choose differently.
You are brave enough to start today.
The grandfather is gone.
But his lesson remains.
Do not just save money. Invest in what cannot be bought back. Your health. Your relationships. Your experiences. This is the path to a life well lived. This is the path to dying with no regrets. This is the path to real wealth. Walk it. Starting now.